Hello, everybody. I'm Jesse Hunt, your recreation therapist. Today, I wanted to share with you a fun activity or maybe something that it's a little thing that you can do throughout your life to remind yourself of your personal life stories. And so it's titled Your Life Story in 3 to 5 Words. And so, first, why write your story? Stories are important to record and share with future generations or even people in your life currently. To capture, writing down your stories is a way to capture your life lessons that you've learned so far in life. And so to record your personal history is another reason for stories. It can inspire future generations, your own children, your family, and your friends. And it can help you leave a legacy, as Stephen Covey often talks about, that we are here to leave a legacy. It can also share your failures or lessons learned from life. It can share your ups and downs, and it can capture moments that only you know about and that you might not have shared yet. And so, recording your story is also just for the fun of it. If we think about it, we all have a story to tell, and when we tell ourselves we don't, we're actually fooling ourselves because each of us are important and have a story. So, first idea is to start on this journey is to start looking back in your life. The start of this process is just literally start back as early as you can remember. Think about memorable moments in your life. Think about things that were hard, things that were easy, and then capture those moments that mattered. This includes the good and the bad, as I said. These memories should trigger a few words that can serve as a title, and this title is your 3 to 5 word prompt. So write down that 3 to 5 word prompt, put it on a note card, and maybe file it away in a little note card box. And this will serve as a reminder for you later. If you want to look back at the card, you can pick it right up and you'll remember the story based on those 3 to 5 words. So at this point, you're just collecting as many 3 to 5 word prompts as you can, writing them down and then saving them for later. And if you really want to, you can add a little sentence under the 3 to 5 word prompt to actually even prompt you even further. Like, this is a story about blah, blah, blah. And so I'm going to give you an example from my own life. It's a somewhat silly example. I'm not going to do any conclusions or anything, but I'll just share the story and then tell you what I'd call it. Okay. So back in the 5th or 6th grade, me and my friend were playing basketball out in the backyard. And as we're playing, a orange flew over from our neighbor's yard. It almost hit us, but it hit the basketball court. So that was the start of a food fight. We went inside the house, got stuff to throw over the fence at the other neighbor who we didn't even know. We threw oranges back. We had a Christmas tree. It was probably February by now. We threw the Christmas tree in their yard. All kinds of things. We were just throwing food, and for no reason at all. Eventually, the kid, he's a little bit older than us, got in a tree and was yelling out obscenities and different things to us to try to scare us, but we didn't really back down. And eventually, the kid ended up, I think, in the tree or somewhere. He brandished a gun. That's all I remember. And so the gun was a set off of us being afraid, and ran over to our neighbor's house and called the cops. And pretty much from there, the kid was arrested briefly. The cop ended up finding out that the gun was a toy gun, but it looked realistic. And so that was pretty much the end of it. We learned a lesson not to screw or mess around with people that we don't know, and some other things as well. But so my title or my prompt for this little thing would be called Backyard Food Slingers. That's 3 words. Or Backyard Food Fight. Those both prompts would remind me of the story later. I can even say basketball, food fight. I don't know. So those are 3 examples of little prompts that I can write on a note card, put it away, and then come back to it later. And then if you want, like I said, write a short description afterward. That would help you even more to remember. So the goal here is just collect memories and little prompts to help you remember stories later. Okay. And then the goal after that is, once you have a collection of a bunch of cards, a bunch of little stories, it's time to start writing the full story or record the full story in some way. These 3 to 5 word titles with your brief memory about it can serve as a place to write the whole story. The first goal is to capture as many memories into these prompts using an index card or some other system that you like. Um, and then you start somewhere and start writing those stories. You can just grab one at random and write a story, and then establish some kind of habit of daily or weekly writing down these stories or recording them with your voice or even on video, because we have these all kinds of free software. Like this one's called Loom, and I'm using it, and it's free. So it lets you record for 10 minutes. So if you talk fast enough, you can tell one or two stories in that time period, and then it'd probably be cooler coming from you. Um, so yeah, the goal here is to get the prompts, start writing the stories, and then you'll have plenty of stories by the time you finish to fill a book or fill a CD up or make a DVD for your family, where they can have a memory of you. And so the power of stories is very important in our lives as a children all the way to adults. Stories have great meaning. And the cool thing about stories is no matter how many people are in the crowd, they're all going to come away maybe with something else. That's why in the Bible we have Jesus. He constantly spoke in parables, because parables were a way for people to learn a lesson, but different lessons at the same time, depending on how much knowledge they had. So when you have a pocket full of stories, you can help teach people better. You can help teach your grandkids better. You can help teach your children better, because you can draw lessons from your own life and give it to them without telling them what to do specifically. So it's less control and more teaching. When you think of life lessons, you can almost always find them in life around you and in yourself. So, what stories affected you as a child? Do you tend to identify with characters in a story or a movie? What effects do stories have on you even as an adult? People tend to learn best by stories, and stories also have a different meaning at different stages in life. I can see that's why we love reality TV these days, is because those are real people having real experiences. And so your family deserves to know a little bit, or your friends, a little bit about you. So there's another quicker version of this. Maybe it's quicker for you. Another option is to just use a notebook and then write your prompt on the top, and then you can instantly start writing the story, or just turn a page or two and write another prompt as you're thinking of different memories. So that's just a quick version for some people. They might like that better. The goal of this whole experience is just to think about as many prompts as you can and start writing stories. They don't have to be. It doesn't have to be a novel. It could be each story can be maybe a half page or a full page. I'd probably shoot for at least a full page, um, and that is all you really need to write at this stage. And then just start writing your stories, and you'll start having cool memories about your life, and you'll probably even be able to learn from your mistakes. You'll be able to, even if in your shoes, be able to look at personal disabilities and challenges that you had to overcome, and then that story might inspire other people, and so your story becomes a catalyst for other people to be blessed. And so that's my goal, is for you guys to think about that and start writing stories that can help you and others around you. And so it just takes a little bit of know-how, and for me, I think this is the easiest way to start writing about yourself, is just think of little prompts and then write the story. So I hope you enjoy, and share your stories with me if you would like. Thanks.